Okay, I'll be going over a quick review and guide of how to use Griffith. Doesn't really count too much of a showcase because there's probably a million showcases out there already of Griffith. But he's really overglazed and he's really high on tier lists, but no one uses him correctly. So I'll go over a quick overview of him, a quick quick summary. He is a support unit that takes 2 eclipses to get to his supportive side. During those eclipses, he will heal enemies and kill your teammates, meaning that you don't really want to place down any units that do damage because they'll get killed. During that eclipse, if a unit survives, they are branded with a mark. That mark meaning that they'll only get a 20% damage boost instead of a 40% damage boost. This unit does a repulsion and a slow, along with a local damage boost, meaning that he will only boost units that are in his range, not global. Overall, he's an okay unit, but it's difficult to use. I'd recommend using this team. The first 2 units are interchangeable. Actually, the first 3 units are interchangeable. You can use 2 late game DPSs of your choice, a full AoE support, and I recommend a support unit because they will not receive a huge damage boost during the time, and you're going to be using this full AoE unit of your choice during the eclipse. The reason why is because during this eclipse, no enemies die because he's healing them constantly, and you don't want those enemies to get too far, so you want something that can tolerate the eclipse demons while also stopping the enemies from getting too further down your path. So yeah, without anything else, actually before I go on to the actual whole guide and everything, I want to talk about his best trait. His best trait right now is anything range-based. Marksman or solar will work perfectly. Best familiar, I believe, is the bird or anything that can boost his range. And yeah, that's really about it. Okay, I'll get into the actual guide here. So I recommend placing him immediately down as soon as you can, because the sooner the better. He will kill units, so you can't really place anything down. You could if you want to, but wouldn't recommend it. If you place a DPS down, it won't receive the full 40% damage boost. And if you place anything else down, they'll probably die during the eclipse, so you want to place them down as soon as possible before the enemies get too difficult. Most likely, you won't be starting off with this much money. We're starting off with the first wave doing a farm unit. But place them down as soon as possible, then get to the eclipse. Go ahead and get to this eclipse as quickly as you can. I'll speed through this. Place down a 4 AoE support unit that can help stop the first wave of enemies from getting too far down the path and being unstoppable later on. Then the second eclipse, just get through it as quickly as you can again. You have Griffith on darkness mode, which means it's kind of a little helpful because he can't get killed during the eclipse, meaning he can attack enemies for you. So I recommend using a support just in case he can't do enough damage on his own, because he's not really much of a damage unit. Even for support, he has low DPS even for a support. And there you go, you have your Griffith. Now you just place on your team however you want to, and you'll get a 40% damage boost for all your DPS units, and that's how I use them. So again, to reiterate his passives here: repulsion, slow, 40% damage boost. And my opinion on this unit is he's kind of not necessary at all. Not really necessary at all. He works more against your team than for your team. However, something to note is that he's probably the best support for multiplayer because he can't kill your teammates' units. So some pros: it's kind of unnecessary, but he is the best support for the multiplayer. He's pretty cheap. You don't have to upgrade him. He maxes himself out automatically, so you don't have to upgrade him. Pretty low cost. Probably the best passives in the game for a support unit, despite how difficult it is to get him on the field. Some cons: he's not really worth all the trouble it takes to actually get him on the field here. He seems to just buff enemies instead of your own teammates during the first 2 eclipses. Kills your own units, and then these eclipse demons will continue to spawn even after the eclipse. And to touch your units, they will kill your units immediately. So overall, I would say it's not really worth all the trouble. There are definitely better supports out there, but he's pretty good.